For centuries, the very word Illuminati has sparked fear, fascination, and endless conspiracy theories. Some say they rule the world from the shadows. Others believe they control governments, global finance, the entertainment industry, and even the future of humanity. But what if the truth is far different from what we imagine? What if the real origins of the Illuminati tell a story not of world domination, but of rebellion, enlightenment, and forbidden knowledge? Today, we're diving deep into the true documented history of the Illuminati, where it came from, why it was created, and how the legend grew into the symbol of ultimate power that people fear today. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets. To understand the Illuminati, we have to travel back in time and understand the world that created it. Imagine the 1700s. Europe was a place where the church held a tight grip on knowledge, where kings ruled with absolute power, and where simply questioning authority could land you in prison or worse. It was a rigid, controlled society. But beneath the surface, something was stirring. Scientific discoveries were spreading like wildfire, new philosophies were emerging, and a growing number of people began to challenge long-held traditions. This revolutionary era became known as the Age of Enlightenment, a time when thinkers dared to imagine a world built on logic, reason, and human rights, instead of superstition and fear. But this freedom of thought was still incredibly dangerous. And in the shadows of this great intellectual revolution, a secret movement was beginning to form, one that would change history forever. The real story of the Illuminati begins with one man, Adam Weishaupt. Born in 1748 in Bavaria, now part of modern-day Germany, Weishaupt was a brilliant and ambitious professor of law. He grew up deeply frustrated by the hypocrisy and corruption he saw all around him, both in religious institutions and in the powerful monarchies that ruled Europe. He was a product of the Enlightenment and firmly believed that humanity could only progress through reason, education, and the absolute freedom to question everything. He dreamed of a world where people were judged by their minds, not their social status. But his ideas were radical, and they directly threatened the powerful authorities who relied on public ignorance to maintain control. So, instead of shouting his beliefs from the rooftops and risking his life, Weishaupt decided to form a secret society. A safe haven where like-minded thinkers could gather, debate, and share these revolutionary ideas without fear of persecution. And so, on May 1, 1776, a date that would later fuel countless theories, he officially founded the Order of the Illuminati. So what did this secret group actually stand for? Forget the myths you've heard about world domination and shadowy overlords. Here's what the original, historical Illuminati truly believed in. First, freedom of speech. They argued that everyone should have the right to express their thoughts without censorship. Second, the separation of church and state. They believed that religious institutions shouldn't control government or public life. Third, equality for all people. This was a radical idea in a world defined by strict social hierarchies. They also championed education for everyone, not just the wealthy elites, believing knowledge was the key to human liberation. At its core, the Illuminati's main goal was to challenge the abuse of political and religious power. Their mission wasn't world domination, it was world liberation. They wanted to spread knowledge, inspire critical thinking, and metaphorically break the chains of ignorance and oppression that held society back. But because their ideas were so dangerous to the ruling powers of the time, they had to operate in complete secrecy. And as history shows, that secrecy, combined with their intelligence and growing influence, created the perfect breeding ground for the legendary conspiracy theories that would follow. So how did this secret society operate? To protect themselves, the Illuminati developed a sophisticated system. They recruited their members very carefully, targeting influential individuals from universities, political circles, and even other secret societies like the Freemasons. New members were initiated through complex rituals designed to test their character and build absolute loyalty to the order. To communicate securely, they used a variety of clever methods. Members were given classical code names. Weishaupt himself was known as Spartacus. They used secret symbols and a complex system of encrypted messages to hide their plans from prying eyes. Their organizational structure, with its ascending degrees of initiation, looked very similar to that of the Freemasons. This similarity caused many people to believe the two organizations were either connected or one and the same. In reality, while some Illuminati members were also Freemasons, the two groups had entirely different goals and philosophies. By the late 1780s, the Illuminati had grown to include up to 2,000 members scattered across Europe, including prominent politicians, respected intellectuals, and even members of the nobility. This rapid growth and increasing influence absolutely terrified the ruling class, who saw the Illuminati as a direct threat to their power. The rise of the Illuminati was swift, but its fall was even faster. In 1785, the Bavarian government, led by Elector Karl Theodor, decided it had had enough. Panicked by rumors of a secret group plotting to overthrow the state, the government launched a massive crackdown on all secret societies. The Illuminati were accused of the most serious crimes imaginable at the time, undermining religion, spreading dangerous, anti-government ideas, and plotting to dismantle existing monarchies. The organization was officially banned. A government edict promised severe punishment for anyone caught being a member. Their secret documents were seized and published to expose their wicked plans to the public. Members were threatened, hunted down, or forced into hiding to save their lives. Adam Weishaupt, the founder, managed to escape Bavaria and live the rest of his life in exile, writing in defense of his order until his death. Officially, by 1787, the Bavarian Illuminati was completely dissolved. The movement that had burned so brightly for a decade seemed to vanish without a trace. But the legend was just beginning. After the Illuminati was officially disbanded, their intense secrecy created a vacuum. With the real organization gone, there was no one to deny the wild rumors that began to spread. And conspiracy theories rushed in to fill that void. Just a few years later, during the French Revolution, conservative writers like Augustin Barruel and John Robison claimed that the Illuminati had secretly orchestrated the entire bloody affair from behind the scenes. They argued that the order hadn't disappeared at all, it had just gone deeper underground. This was the birth of the modern Illuminati myth. Throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, the legend grew. Writers and theorists claimed the Illuminati secretly controlled international banks, the media, and all major world events, from wars to economic crashes. By the 1970s and 80s, pop culture had fully embraced the myth, turning the Illuminati into the ultimate symbol of a shadow government, of mass mind control, of a cabal of global elites pulling the strings of humanity. Every unexplained event became proof of their existence. Every powerful person was suspected of being a member, and every symbol, especially the pyramid and the all-seeing eye found on the US dollar bill, was wrongly connected to them, fueling the fire of speculation. Over time, the actual, historical truth of the Illuminati became buried beneath layers and layers of fear, fiction, and fantasy. So, after peeling back all those layers of myth, what is the real truth behind the Illuminati? Historically speaking, the facts are clear. It was not a global organization aiming for world domination. It did not control the world's governments or banks. It was a relatively small group that existed for only about a decade, primarily in Bavaria. It was, at its heart, simply a secret society of Enlightenment thinkers who were seeking knowledge, promoting reason, and fighting for a more just and free world. But the idea of a powerful, invisible force controlling everything from the shadows, that idea was too compelling to die. It captured the human imagination because, as a species, we often fear what we cannot see. And we tend to blame what we cannot understand. The Illuminati ceased to be a real, historical group and instead became a powerful symbol not of truth, but of mystery, of hidden power, and of the anxieties we feel about a complex and often chaotic world. So, the real story of the Illuminati is not about ancient aliens, lizard people, or a satanic new world order. It is the much more human story of a small society that dared to think differently in a world that punished free thought. It's a story of rebellion, a quest for forbidden knowledge, and a testament to the enduring power of hidden ideas. And maybe that the idea that a small group of determined people can challenge the world is why the legend, more than anything else, refuses to die. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into history interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. See you next time.